object of the game is to hit the ball over the net one more time than the opponent.
Okay.
That's how you win a point, just like tennis. The three main differences from tennis are in serving, you only get one serve, and it has to be underhand, below the waist. Secondly, in tennis, you have to let the ball bounce. You have to let the serve bounce. Same in pickleball. Yeah. The receiver's got to let the serve bounce. But unlike tennis, the serving team has to let the return of serve bounce. And the third difference is when you volley the ball, you have to be outside the non-volley zone. The non-volley zone is between the net, the short service line, and the sidelines. So it's a rectangle. Good. Oh, we're getting some nice rallies here. You get that?
How'd you become such a super pickleball player?
No, it's like an actual interview. Oh, come on. No,
Have you been playing for a while?
I've been playing, I guess, about 2.5 years.
You look like you're the only person under like 30 here, or 35. What's going on?
I don't know.
It's picking on us old people.
Well, the sport is popular among the older crowd, the senior citizens. I mean, it's the fastest growing sport in the U.S.
It is?
Yes.
Is this going to go viral?
Anyway,
I hope so, with the level of play I've seen here.
Well, no, the really good players are not here. A majority of them are not here today,
really?
for some reason. They've been playing for a long time, and many of them already have prior experience playing with tennis, racquetball, ping pong, you name it.
Okay.
And yeah, it's easy for them to pick up the sport because it's very similar.
I was noticing there's not a lot of like kids out here today.
There are a few on the other courts. Typically they're our kids that we bring along, but it does attract older athletes because of the weight of the paddle and the ball. It definitely
the
paddle's lighter.
Okay.
And obviously shorter, but and the weight, it's a plastic, it's a wiffle ball. It's made of plastic. It's a light plastic, so it's very easy to play.
Oh, okay.
So and full strokes, volleys, you can play any shot you like. It's just easier on the body, for sure.
What attracted you to the game?
I am a tennis player and a squash player, and it's got a bit of everything. It's a very fun game, and it's just a great fun sport to pick up. Anyone can play. So as you can see, it has a massive following here in Chestnut Hill now, and I love the sport and the fact it's in the community too. So.
And how does it affect your squash and tennis game?
You shouldn't ask me that. It's great for net play. It's good for practicing hand-eye coordination for sure.
Pickleball was invented, and the reason we're here today, we're celebrating 50 years of pickleball. It was invented in 1965 in Bainbridge Island, Washington, which is just west of Seattle, a short ferry boat ride from Seattle. There was a U.S. congressman, Joel Pritchard, and he had his summer home on Bainbridge Island. He was a congressman from the state of Washington. So he had his summer home there. They had a badminton court in their driveway. So the story goes, one day he came home in the summer with a friend of his after playing a round of golf, and the kids were complaining there was nothing to do. So anyway, he lectured them on how when he was a kid, they made up games, you know, they improvised. So they needed a little assistance, so he found some old ping pong paddles that apparently they didn't have any badminton rackets lying around, but they had the badminton court in the driveway. They had some ping pong paddles and a ball that resembles today's pickleball. It was actually bigger, the first one. And they started batting the ball back and forth, and they found, wow, the ball bounced pretty well up the driveway. So they started playing it like tennis. where the ball could bounce, because badminton, of course, is all in the air. But and then they decided to lower the net, so it's like a tennis height. And that's when the sport was born. And within a week's time, a neighbor had cut some paddles with a bandsaw that he has, a sheet of plywood, paddles that look pretty much like today's, the ones you see now. We hear that they named the sport after the family dog. The Pritchard family had a Cocker Spaniel named Pickles. So he used to get the ball and run off with it and hide, like in the bushes. They said, well, it was Pickles' ball.